Ladies and gentlemen, from the University of Minnesota, Gable Steveson. What's up, man?
Yeah!
Woo! How are you? Hold on, I don't think I could hear you. It's probably our fault, not yours. Is there a phone ringing in the back there?
Can you hear me or no?
Oh, yeah, you sound amazing,
What's
Gable.
up,
Hey, how was Tokyo, dude? Pretty good?
Tokyo was good, Gold medal, can't complain.
Hey, whenever you go over, this was your first Olympics. Have you dominated everywhere? Is this just something that we didn't know about out here? You see the name Gable, obviously. Then we had heard about you at Minnesota because of the round-off backflip that you did at such a big... Then you go into the Olympics and you dominate everybody. Then you get an Olympic. Has it been like this forever? Have you just been the most dominant wrestler in the history of wrestling?
I probably wouldn't say that. I think I did a good job since this point. But I think most definitely a lot of people haven't heard about me until the Olympic Games happened and I made that stunning final finish. But I don't know.
Well, the 6.5 seconds left in the Olympic gold medal match. Is it match? Wrestling match?
Yes, wrestling match.
Yeah, not a game. Come on, have a little fucking respect.
That's on me.
Me too, by the way.
I'll
So
fix that.
6.5 seconds left in the gold medal match, and you're down 2 or whatever. You just done something amazing or you're down 1 and you get to that point. Did you, and I watched your dad, I think, in your family watch, and it seemed like your dad didn't have any panic either going into that. In your mind, have you done this before? Is this a normal thing, like a buzzer beating takedown at the end? Because for me, I was at home watching, zero connection to you, and I'm just watching this thing. We haven't met yet. I'm happy to meet you now. I'm honored to meet you now. But I'm watching that, and with 6.5 seconds left, I'm like, golly, so close, our guy. We have our, and then you do. I jumped up out of my bed. I was like, let's go, dude. Did in your mind with 6.5 seconds left, you just say, you think to yourself, I got to get him down however possible here? Or is that something you prepare for? Is that a situation you're used to? Going in there, can you take me through that?
Most definitely not used to that position because I'm really not even there in a lot of matches. But, probably in that last 6 seconds, I went all the way to Tokyo for 3 weeks to not come back with a silver medal. You know what I'm saying? I came back. I'm trying to come back with a gold medal. So in the last 6 seconds, I was just locked in. If you saw my face in the match, no stress, no nothing. So I just went out there I'm ready to get my ass whooped. So I gotta score 3 points to bounce back and win this gold medal. And somehow I did it. And it's just what happened.
It was awesome. And I think that was the first time any of us had seen you maybe look like maybe the guy was even in your level, because it was it wasn't easy. I assume you were very tired, but you 10-run that son of a bitch in 2 minutes early. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is awesome. I didn't even know this was possible. What is that? A technical tech, whatever. Yeah. 10-running somebody. You dominated and you just went all the way through doing that. And then seeing you have to battle a little bit of adversity there, I think as a fan made me dialed in even more so. When you were wrestling in college and you're a national champion, I believe, right? Yeah, numerous times or one?
Just one time. We got canceled last year, so one time.
Oh, it was COVID, dude.
Would have been 2 times.
Would have been 2 times, but just one time right now.
Okay, are you back in school?
Not yet. We start in September, but I'm debating if I want to come back and wrestle. WWE, MMA, play football. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? The doors are open.
Okay, so let's talk about your future then. You have an Olympic gold medal. You have a national championship. You could potentially go back to school and just get another one because COVID took away your resume that everybody else got a chance to go for that is at your level of wrestling. I saw you tweet Dana White. I saw you tweet Vince. I just heard you say football there. Have you done any mixed martial arts? Has Vince reached out to you? And have you ever played football before? You seem to be explosive. You could probably figure it out.
We'll start with Dana. Dana gave us congratulations on Instagram DM, and so I'm assuming he's gonna holler and say what's up eventually. But Vince McMahon, I have not met Vince McMahon personally. Triple H has always been the one I've talked to, and you guys know Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. I know Ric Flair and a few others. So always the one that has hit me up. And NFL, the Vikings gave me a little tweet. Brock Lesnar played at the Vikings, so why wouldn't they give me a shot? You know what I'm saying? It's just it repeats. Greatness comes and goes. So, awesome. I went to go for football practice with Coach PJ Fleck, and he told me strap the pads up and let's go. We're gonna row the boat till we die. You feel me? And I was there. Buffalo Bills. I guess Scout was there. He said, "Hey," and he told me how that I knew the head coach of the Bills loved wrestling because he likes the determination, the heart it takes. And there's some guy that I know that has there's the Detroit Lions reached out to him about me.
Hey, wow. Congrats to you, dude. Seems like the world is kind of your oyster right now. In your mind, what are you going to focus on? You think, are you leaning anyway? Are you kind of seeing what the right move would be, see who's actually interested so you don't waste your time? Or are you young enough at this point, you could probably give it a go at multitude of things?
Oh, I'm gonna weigh out all my options. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take the best options, best for me. You know, at the end of the day, I'm trying to live a comfortable lifestyle. I'm trying to keep my feet up and do my work. So whoever's gonna put the best on the table for Gable is who's gonna get Gable at his best. So that's all I can do.
Hey, I love Gable, dude. I'm a big fan of Gable. Have you been wrestling your whole life? Did you play any other sports?
I mean, funny story. I ran cross country my 6th and 7th grade year. I would come in last like every single race though. I was running 1.2s in like 13 minutes. So normally people run a mile in like 6, so I was like 7 minutes late. So yeah. I was just this big dude. Thick all around, just huffing and puffing, trying to get up the hill, trying to get to the finish line. So that was kind of embarrassing. But I did it for wrestling. I did it for fun, and that was cool. And hey, if he's here, just shout out to Coach Hart, man. He did. Shout out to him.
Hey, shout out to Coach Hart for sure, Gable. And whenever I think about you just talked about it there. You did cross country for wrestling. Going back through high school, I played football, soccer, volleyball, but it was friends with everybody, and watching what the wrestlers went through. It was just the commitment to beating the shit out of yourself so that you can either make weight or be in shape well enough, because you can get God out there. You don't play wrestling. You can get God out there. So the commitment to the craft is something. And then just a couple years ago, weren't they trying to abolish it or get rid of it, basically? You, by the way, might be a massive part of wrestling still going in America for the future, because you becoming this lightning rod. What is wrestling? It's a tough road. You just fell in love with it, or how did you get into it?
Oh man, first of all, my name's Gable, so I gotta wrestle somehow, because Dan Gable won the 1972 Olympics, and here I am, Gable Dan. I won the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games. So wrestling has always been in my family. Wrestling's in my blood. How I look at wrestling, it's like it's like do or die. It's like life. You know what I'm saying? When I go out on the mat, it's either me or you. I'm not trying to die that day. He's got to go. So, that's just you got to have mentality every time you go out on the mat. And wrestling's been in my blood. I love the action that comes with it. I love going out there and putting on a show for the people. And I love going head to head with somebody and breaking their feelings and just.
Because you have a personality. I think there's a lot of robots potentially in the wrestling world, or meatheads or hardo or anything like that. Do you talk during the match, or are you normally quiet out there?
Oh, there's a lot of times I talk.
Excuse me. So sorry to interrupt. Hey! Did you know at the age of 30, your testosterone levels start dropping 1% per year? Wow! That means you're gonna get fatter, more tired, and lose the strength that you once had. But no worries, our friends at Roman have the perfect product for you, so you can get back to banging weights, banging humans, and living your best life. $15 off right now. Get Roman.com/USA. Back to the action. Hey!
I just say a couple of things, get in his head, and just go take him down again.
You like whisper in their ear, like, hey, that cauliflower ear ain't gonna do shit for you right now. Is that what you do? Like, what happens?
There's some worse things probably said, but
you're just.
I try not to cuss. Yeah. In my Big Ten Finals match, I told him he had no chance.
That's hilarious.
And he was like,
hey, yeah, you're pretty fucked here, bub. That has to be a pretty good feeling. Have you ever? Was the Georgia guy that you wrestled there in the finals? I believe, is that right? The guy was from Georgia. Yeah.
Yes.
Have you wrestled any of these guys before? Did you get the chance to see film on them? And then is it not until you like finally get your hands, you're like, oh, okay, this is what I'm dealing with here today? Is there a feel out process in this whole thing?
Oh yeah, most definitely there's a feel out. I feel like the first 20 to 30 seconds of a match is always like a feel out, unless you know the opponent. So guys like those guys, I've never wrestled in my life. They're all like 30 years old. I just went out there, and I don't really like watching film. I feel like film like messes up my game plan, and so my coaches were watching, and they just told me what to watch out for. And yeah, like I said, just feeling those guys out and having that game plan is most definitely something that you need.
Have you always been faster than all the other heavyweights? It feels like that is a massive advantage for you. You just give a little swoop, get to their back, whoop, you're down. See you later. There's two. It's over. That's what you did the first one when you 10-run the person. It seemed like it was the same move every single time, and there was nothing that person could do. And by the way, I think that was the same move you did with 6.5 seconds left, right? You kind of get their waist, get their back, and then you do that. Is that your specialty? Is that like a Gable Steveson specialty? And is that because you're faster than everybody?
Most definitely is my specialty. I mean, I practice that move all the time. Just snap down, go behind is so basic. You know, a lot of people think you need some high end move to win a big tournament. I think I proved right there that all the kids that are watching, they're gonna see that I just did a snap down, go behind, and that your coaches teach you that when you're like 2 years old, 3 years old, and I did an Olympic final. So you guys, coaches, go tell your kids to go do that move.
I thought we were losing. Okay, I thought we lost. And then all of a sudden that ref fires his hand. If that ref doesn't get his hand up with, 0.2 seconds left or whatever, does that still count? Can that go to review? Can that go to challenge? And when did you, as soon as you see that hand go up, do you look at the clock and know, like, oh my God, I just did it? Or did you know, like, self-aware enough, okay, that was within 6 seconds? Like, when did you know, like, holy shit, I just stole basically this guy's gold medal right from underneath him?
Right when I went behind him, I looked at the clock and there was like 0.2 seconds left, and I threw up my 2, and I looked at the ref next, and he threw up his 2, and there's like a sign in the video like that has like the 2 that pops up on the blue, and I just got up and I was like, oh my fucking God, and like ran over to the coach and I jumped on him, and it was like geez, I stole, and I didn't really steal an Olympic gold, but like he had it in his hands and he gave it up to me, and I just took it from him, and it's crazy.
Well, stealing has a negative connotation as if you didn't deserve it or earn it. But I would assume whenever that thing gets started back at 6.5 seconds, that Georgia guy who speaks, I don't know what language, the conversation that's happening in his head in his language is, I'm a fucking gold medalist. Right? Yeah. This is awesome. Because normally, wouldn't he just try to delay there a little bit, just a little stall for 6.5 seconds? And I mean, it just...
He could have started out, but he's got to think. He had to think about. He had to engage, because if I would have pushed him out, I would have won the match too.
Oh, so you had numerous strategies there.
Yeah, if I pushed him out, I won the match, and if I circled behind him, I won the match too. So he had to engage, or they could have gave him like a caution and won. You know, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, I didn't know any of the rules. I realized while I was watching. It was very. I knew you were doing well in a lot of the things, but I didn't know exactly how or why you were doing well. I saw the points flying, that whole thing. Did you get a chance to interact with any other sports athletes? For instance, American Taekwondo, 18 years old, Anastasia Zolotic. Did you get a chance to conversate with any of the other kind of like martial arts community?
No, so we were with our own team the whole time. So we started out a place like 3 hours away. We were quarantined and stuff like that, and then we moved to Tokyo, and then we were in a hotel. So we really couldn't go nowhere. It was just us. We didn't see no other athletes. The only other athletes we saw were the women's wrestlers in Greco-Roman and our men's freestyle. So that was it.
So you're literally just living that quarantine life over there in Japan.
3 weeks straight.
Did you sleep on cardboard box beds like everybody else?
Yeah, it was bad.
Damn. Man, heavyweight even had to sleep on the cardboard box bed over there?
Crazy how they treat the biggest, fluffiest dude out there, you know what I'm saying? We should have got a 5-star bed, something like that. Come on.
It's the Olympics! It's the Olympics!
Really?
I mean, COVID, I guess. Congrats on doing that, even while sleeping on cardboard boxes and winning a gold medal. Go ahead, Ty.
Gable, when it comes to like the UFC or MMA, like have you done any training or anything like that with that? Because I assume like no one's fucking with you. So like do you know like what you have in your hands or anything? Obviously you're a very accomplished wrestler, but like have you like, you know, practiced like boxing and kickboxing and like any of that kind of stuff?
Most definitely. I've actually been putting on the gloves lately, to be honest. I've been rolling jiu-jitsu a lot. So, I mean, I got the striking just a little bit down. Most definitely need to get a good learning curve, just like wrestling. I mean, it takes a while to get the hands ready. So, I mean, most definitely I'm working on my hands, and I'm working on that my ground game. I feel like my wrestling's okay.
Pretty good. Yeah. Good game. You couldn't even keep a straight face there. Gable cracked up Gable right there. I mean, that was you cracked me up as well. The thought of getting into the UFC though, before the UFC was a thing and before mixed martial arts was a thing, and I think before it really blew up, this is what I would say to my wrestling friends. It's like, I appreciate the sacrifice you guys are doing. Like, I appreciate the amount of work and what you guys do. And by the way, if we go to a bar and get into something, like, I'm very thankful you guys are with us, okay? The cauliflower ear automatically makes us look like a much more intimidating group, and if we get into something, you're going to be able to handle it. I'm very thankful. But there was never that professional, right? It never, and then WWE with Kurt Angle and others, it kind of became the route. But then the amateur wrestling community, the wrestling community hated the professional wrestling community. Now it seems like there's a lot more of a, like, and that's, I don't want to say like a pipeline, but it seems like if you're a good amateur wrestler, at least now there's places where you can go make some money in your sport, right? That has to be good news.
Almost definitely. That's very good news, to be honest. I mean, Kurt Angle and guys like Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar really started that out. I mean, Kurt Angle won the gold medal with a broken freaking neck, went over there to the WWE and became a legend, a superstar. Now Kurt Angle's name rings bells everywhere he goes. I mean, Brock Lesnar won the national title. Now he's a legend in WWE and UFC. So those guys right there have opened a pipeline for guys like me that are gonna make a decision here on whether I want to go UFC, MMA, or go play ball somewhere. You know, it's opened a big door for Vince McMahon to see me, Dana White, and anyone else that wants to come talk.
Yeah, Paul Heyman, massive brain, by the way. So when I saw you with a picture of Paul Heyman, I was like, okay, awesome. I am also a massive fan of Paul Heyman and have the utmost respect for him. But I think Paul Heyman potentially, you know, Minnesota pipeline with Brock as well. But I think whenever he saw you do that round-off backflip, Paul Heyman was like, oh, there's a sold-out stadium somewhere. I think there is potentially that. You have all the athletic ability to do everything, man. It was so fun to watch. I'm happy that you did that for the sport of wrestling this past week. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Gable, you mentioned there's so much that goes into it at the end of the match where you can push a guy out, you can go for the takedown. Do you guys go over that, you and your coaches, or is that something that you just kind of aren't prepared for and he's yelling at you like, hey, you got 6 seconds, you got to get something done?
In the practice room, we go over stuff like that. We go over like 30 seconds left in the match. We go over like 10 seconds, the guy's up by 1, or you're up by 1, or it's tied by criteria. So like we know how to get through those positions. But realistically, like in that type of match, like Olympic gold medal match, like that 6 seconds is like is straight heart and just determination. Like you can't teach heart and determination. You know what I'm saying? Like you can teach guys that come back from 3 points in 45 seconds, but you can't teach heart. Like, so that 6 seconds was strategic, but it was just straight. Like I wanted it more than he did.
God, that's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, dude. It made me just want to run through a wall there, you know, and especially hearing that you were living basically like an isolated bear in hibernation in cardboard boxes for 3 weeks in the middle of Japan. How was the food? Do you have, obviously, a heavyweight? You can weigh whatever? Like, or is that, I'm sorry, you cut out there. Say what you said.
275 is the max.
So at 275, are you 275 right now or now 260 something?
About 62, 65.
What do you wrestle at? What did you wrestle at?
My last weigh-in was 255. That's like the lightest I weighed in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't eating that much, so I was just locked in, to be honest.
Is it because the food was terrible over there? I've been in Japan. Food's terrible.
Our food is fine because they were cooking like American, like our style of food. So we had like a little lunchroom or whatever. Like, I don't know what's in the hotel. We're like a meeting room.
Conference.
Like conference room. We had that filled with like our type of food, and they would throw in like the Japanese culture and stuff. So we were eating good. I was just like so locked in and just like I wanted to win that I was just like barely touching anything.
So when you're on those cardboard boxes, were you playing video games? What were you doing to pass the time over there? And what do you do now as a hobby? Are you a gamer? You work out all the time? What do you do?
Most definitely back at home. I finally got to touch my Xbox again, my Warzone. But when I was over there, me and my homie Aaron we would just watch movies. Like we had like a schedule. We would wake up, go to practice, go watch wrestling, and then eat dinner, movie, repeat every day.
What movies? Any good movies get you to the Olympic gold medal that you could point at and say, hey, you know what? This character right here really carried me through a time where I was missing America. Was there any movie that got you there?
Probably, y'all know that movie Don't Breathe, like where the military dude's blind and
yeah, new one coming out.
Day before I wrestled, I was just locked in. Like the way he was coming about, the way the blind dude was like bouncing back from people slapping him and punching him, but he was also like a freak at the end of the movie, so I ain't rock with it. But
you drew some inspiration through some parts of the movie.
like how locked in he was and determined to kill these people and how determined they were to get his money. So like, I was like, me, I gotta go get my money. So I was locked in.
The Olympic gold medal, where's it going to live? You could put it in a vault, a safe. Are you going to wear it every day? Would you wear this out and about? I would. I don't know.
No, I'm not wearing that out and about.
You wear it during Warzone? Do you stream? Do you have
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Do you stream with that thing on?
No, I don't stream, but there's I actually shouted out Tfue in like a video, and he followed me on Twitter, so that was kind of cool to see Tfue follow me on Twitter, and Nick Merckx too. I want to play with them, so I'm trying to get locked in with a couple people to play with. So that's, I'm trying to do what I can do.
Gable, shoot every fucking shot, pal. You did a lot for America. Everybody was a fan of what you did. We've all fallen in love with you and what you did for the sport of wrestling. You deserve everything. Shoot your shot. Go live your life. Can't wait to see the superstar you become, whether that's with the WWE, UFC, football, internet, continuing to dominate the wrestling world. We appreciate the hell out of you, pal. Thanks for all the hard work and sacrifice for that.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything, for sure.
No problem. Hey, I want to let you know, if you need to, I got heavy hands in the Oculus. If you're getting into the MMA world or UFC and you need anything in the Oculus and fake fighting, I'm undefeated. Just see if you need anything.
You got my phone number. I'm going to call you probably tomorrow because I'm going to need you.
All right, this is what it is. It's a sternum shot, okay? And then as you go overhand right, pow! Just knock them out every time, Gable. Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist, Gable Dan Steveson. Thank you, Gable. Appreciate you, dude.
Thank you.
Hey, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Legend.
What a schedule.
By the way, you should shoot every shot right now.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, you have to. As an Olympian, you have to.
Right.
And I assume that he has people potentially working business for him, as he should, because right now we need him on a cereal box.
Yep.
Okay, we need him in commercials.
Right.
We need him. This is, as an Olympian, especially one as talented as him and the way he went about winning, you have to go now. Like, we need Gable to continue to rock. I'm thankful he's doing a lot of press. I'm thankful he came on the show. Feel like I learned a lot there about the old world that he lives in.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be a tough choice, too, because obviously you're coming off the gold medal. He probably feels invincible.